everyone. Scott Hansen here from NFL Red Zone. I hope you're checking out 1 hour of 5-Yard Rush, one of the best podcasts on NFL football in the UK.
What is happening, Rush Nation? We are burning the midnight oil with this one, racking out the last video of the night, and we will be doing the THFFBB charity bowl. Phenomenal tournament hosted by the guys at TH Fantasy Football. That's Ed and Pestel, who I've finally met in the flesh at the Scott Fishbowl Live draft just a few weeks ago. Great guys, been on their podcast a few times, probably in between the time recording this and the time you're watching this. I probably have just recently been on their podcast talking about the Detroit Lions. So they run an amazing tournament, the THFFBB, for the Beeston Memory Cafe, and it really helps a local cafe in a local community with people who are struggling with memory loss, and it really helps them to sort of have a place in the community they can go to and be part of, and interact with other people. And it's a really, really heartwarming charity, and they've raised sort of over £7,000 to date. I think it's probably getting closer to £8,000 through the generosity of people that have played their tournament the last couple of years. And so, you know, give the guys at TH Fantasy Football a follow. I've put all the details in the description below, along with the scoring projections into this tournament. You know, it's a tournament where it's best ball, and then effectively breaks down into brackets, and then you play like head to heads, like a playoff structure. I think from the quarterfinals around the 16 onwards. So it is like a league all the way through, and then the top people in each league go out. Maybe it's slightly different this way, depending on how many people sign up. So yeah, that's kicking off very, very soon. By the time this goes out, it would just be, I'm just going to double check now, but I think it's literally going to be 2 days after, this video goes out. It's on the 2nd of August that the draft will be happening. What do I say about the scoring? It's 6 point per touchdown, 1 point PPR, and that's it. This is the charity league that doesn't have a lot of funky scoring. There's not a lot to do. So really, in terms of projections, if you don't like my projections, you can go and get projections elsewhere. You can go get projections at Fantasy Pros or any other site and get 1 point PPR projections. That's what this is. These are my projections as they currently stand at the time of recording. Actually, about a week old. It didn't factor in the Justin Fields injury and whatever's transpired from that. So that really is it. In terms of your strategy, again, you got to think about best ball. There's lots of better best ball creator content than me, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm the best ball bro ever. Stacks are going to be relatively important. Looking at the people that have progressed in this tournament, they have tended to stack quite well, and you want to pick teams on good offenses. Watch those bye weeks. You don't want to be people on bye weeks, especially late bye weeks, especially with the way that the breakdowns go. So there is a bit of strategy in this. But ultimately, you know, it's a league where you're going to have to navigate your way through a field. It's only one QB, so it isn't super flex. So it's 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, tight end, 2 flex. Really deep bench, so it will fall off quickly. A good strategy here is maybe taking sort of a hero RB and then taking a load of guys late who could ascend upwards if you believe there's going to be some injuries this year, and go and grab the guys who could ascend into situations, build a sort of a stellar wide receiver cast, bring in a tight end if you get a sort of a good one, find the right value for that. Then you got your options of either going early on tight end or waiting on early on QB or waiting on QB. It's kind of a preference. It's kind of how you want to do your build. I'd be looking at this as like a 3 QB build, given the amount of roster spots there are. You could argue 2 if you go high up, and that also makes sense. So I think it depends how you want to route on it. But if you've invested in early QB and you want to go 2 QB build, that kind of makes sense. Hero RB build feels like the one. I think if you load up too much on running backs, you could clog up and miss the opportunity to shoot high scores. So I definitely will be looking to, pick wide receivers probably much earlier than I have mentioned in a lot of the other tournaments. So, and then the strategy comes in sort of the gameplay later on. You make sure you've got some high ceiling players in those later weeks, and just watch out for those late buys. They could really kill you in the tournament phase. So keep an eye on those. Try and get your bye weeks out as early as possible. But that's it, really. It's the best ball league. Training camp would have not only started, but be in some good swing between then. So you'll be able to kind of judge injuries, opportunity. I don't play safe. There's over 100 people in this tournament. You're going to need to take some shots and get a bit lucky. So, don't pick safe picks. Feel free to reach for players if you feel that the value is there for them. You're not trying to win a consensus draft. You're trying to build something different. Go contrarian where possible. Reach for your stacks, but don't overpay for your stacks. And what I mean by that is don't go up 3 rounds, but go up 1 round to complete a stack. Kind of makes sense. And just have fun with it. Meet the people in your draft. Put some chat in. I think majority British players, so should be an opportunity to find some players who you potentially branch into and play leagues with moving forward as well. So it's a great bunch of people who run this, raising money for an incredible cause. So make sure you go and support them. Follow them on X, listen to their podcast, lots of great content. They're doing a series now of all 32 teams and like a fantasy preview of all of those. So a lot of work's gone into that. Some great content creators have contributed to that. You're going to be a lot smarter about fantasy football, subscribing and listening to their show and their content. And they let idiots like me turn up on the show too, which is kind. The projection sheet is in the show notes. Do feel free to make a copy and then follow them, and then do what you want with it, draw up tiers or whatever you like to do. And then, if you could do me a favor, just hit the like and subscribe, hit a comment for me just to say thanks very much. If it's your first time listening, welcome. Go look at some of the other content we put in here. We've had some great people. We've done a couple of mock drafts. We've had Joe Pisapia in. We've had Pat Fitzmaurice in. We've had Bob Lung in. We've done lots of great analysis in recent weeks. There's going to be lots of great guests next week and beyond. So make sure you give us a like and subscribe and a follow. I promise you won't regret it. That's going to do it, Rush Nation. Thank you very much. Not our usual schedule Thursday night programming, but appreciate you all just the same. I'll be back stronger next week, a little bit rested and with a stellar guest. So thank you very much for tuning in. And don't forget, as always, keep rushing.